Building a raised bed does not have to be expensive. In fact, today we're going to be making one using mainly free and salvaged materials.
That's right, we're not only saving money, we are also adding lots of nutrients to the soil. And happy plants, happy days.
This area has an erosion issue. So by putting a bed over here, we will be maintaining the soil in the correct position and reinforcing the fence.
And the best part, no more back pain. We're gonna build the bed to a nice and comfortable height.
Let's plot it!
Ma che ci frega, ma che ci importa, se lo stervino ci ha messo l'acqua e non gli dimo, e non gli famo, ci ha messo l'acqua e non ti pagamo, ma però. We are here and the barometer says that it's fair, the sun is up, springtime is the best time to have a look at where to place your next raised bed.
Our plot is on a slope, so all this soil has run off and we need to place a bed over here in order to contain the soil and be able to grow vegetables over here.
We want to show you how to do it on the cheap without breaking the bank.
And we made sure that the bed is as big and as it needs so that we can get to the plants all the way to the back and access it from the side. So that way we are solving a problem and we are creating more space for growing our vegetables. Win-win situation.
No stress. It's always good to sketch out your plan first, so you know what kind of materials you're gonna put in your bed. For our build, we got some big planks of wood, some food scrap, some leaves, some clay soil,
Big logs of wood, we're gonna go at the base. Smaller twigs and branches, salvaged topsoil from neighbors, cardboard to suppress weeds. So let's do it.
Let's do it. We are digging the base and we made the perimeter and now it's just some hard work coming, you know?
You can see here where the point that the topsoil that is full of nutrients as well is finishing and pure clay starts. That's the famous London clay.
We are putting the first stone of the bed.
Ah! So after we had marked the area, we built a small trench where we start stacking our wood. Then we put some metallic rods, some stilts deep in the ground so that we can keep the bed solid because there will be a lot of soil and it will really push the planks out. We secure some of the planks with an extra wood and a little bit of screws so that they stick together nicely, but most of the securing it will be done by the soil, puts pressure on the planks, and then we have the metallic rods that hold them together. And it's a very simple bed, very cost effective. All the wood was scrap wood that we find on skips and when people throw it away. So it cost us nothing for the wood. Same for the metallic rods. So this is really a good way of building your bed without spending a lot of money.
Ba ba da ba ba, ba ba ba, ba ba da ba ba. Ba, ba, ba. So inside we added some big logs at the bottom. They add a layer of nutrients, and because slowly they're gonna start decomposing. It's gonna take a while, but also they will act as a sponge. All the water is gonna be collected down there, and slowly they're gonna decompose and mix it all up with the rest of the ingredients and the layers. So what else are we gonna add to this base?
At this stage, we are putting mainly all the carbon-based materials. So we're gonna add some wood chips and some leaves. We want the wood chips to go in between the gaps. We want aerated soil and enough oxygen in our bed, but we don't want huge air gaps. The roots will not grow through massive air gaps. Roots don't necessarily grow on logs. They can. When the log decomposes, some of the roots can grab into it and it can be fine. But the main reason that we are putting the big logs is to take space and kind of stagger the amount of money that we need to spend with filling this bed with soil.
Should we go and get the rest of the ingredients so we can show how we add them to the base? They're coming. No, police. Hi guys, remember, this channel exists because you exist. So if you care about this channel, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment, show us your DIY skills at your allotment or garden, and please leave us a comment and we can try and deliver more of this content for you. See you soon, guys. Whoa.
Right, wood chips, free, get delivered at the plot.
We got our local tree surgeon, which always bring wood chips for us. You can find them where, like, Nigos, like on...
Just look online, you can look on Google Maps, find a business or in Yellow Pages or whatever you want to look for a tree surgeon. You just give them a call and say, hey, do you have any spare wood chips? They need to get rid of it, they need to take it to and dispose it properly.
We're not making wine here, guys, but we are compacting the base to fill up all the gaps in the soil.
I'm using the fork to go in between the pieces of wood and logs, make sure all the wood chips go all the way down to the bottom so that we cover all the air gaps.
You want to break your leaves, your dry leaves, properly, and just help them to go inside the spaces that are left. Just gonna wet it. That's gonna help the process of decomposing again.
So guys, we're gonna show you a little comparison here. So we have our native soil, quite deep into the bed, so really heavy clay. We have some topsoil that we grabbed from a neighbor that was giving it away, and you can see all the perennials roots inside, and then the same soil screened, so that we make sure we get rid of these roots. This is ground elder actually.
Yeah, it's gonna go all over the place.
It's gonna go all over the place. We don't want that, so we screened via very fine mesh, and we made sure as much as possible that there is no perennial roots left inside.
Again, this is something that maybe not all the people have time to do, but this is gonna really save you. Yeah. Because like you don't want these bad guys in your bed.
Exactly. And the important thing about this is that this is very heavy clay. Clay is not necessarily bad, but when it's that heavy, it's very difficult for the roots to grow through it. Clay has a lot of nutrients inside. We just want to make it a bit more airy so that the roots can go through and everything can grow nicely.
Yeah, this is what we have here in in UK. So I think what you want to try and keep as much as possible is the soil that you are digging out from your ground. So
we need to use it. Cool. Let's go. 1 foot.
Yeah, we're reducing quite a lot.
So the bed was around 80 centimeter deep. So we are at 55, 56 right now. So we've already covered more than 1 foot of material with the big logs and the rest of the carbon inputs that we put in between.
Look at that. All this beautiful, beautiful soil. Mother Nature is giving us all these things, for free, Okay, you want to compact the soil as much as possible. What you got there, Nikos?
Got some food scraps. We kept some food scraps in bags for the last couple of weeks inside the compost bin, and we want to add these at this point where we have some soil already, and it doesn't go straight onto the wood. We don't want to create a compost heap. We just want to bury it in between the soil. The microbes will decompose it and they will release nitrogen, and we want this extra nitrogen over there for the wood to decompose nicely without depleting the rest of the soil from the nutrients that we need in order to grow soil. So what else do we have, Marco?
Some coffee ground here. Just ask your local coffee place, you know, they always have something to give.
And we're just gonna start adding this. I have an output. So let's put some coffee ground.
Coffee ground goes on top.
Let's spread it. Oh. Rake it. Rake it, mate, rake it.
Ba 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 ba.
So after mixing most of our topsoil with the native soil that we have here, which is mainly clay-based, we have managed to reach all the way up to this level, which is just shy of 10 inches, but this is gonna settle. This is really fluffy at the moment. This is gonna definitely settle and go down. So the aim is somewhere between 8 and 10 inches of compost on top and then mulch. We're gonna try and put a layer of carton now. There's no point in putting carton further down, where after the logs or after the first layer of soil, because no weed will come all the way up. But at this point, if there was any perennial difficult weed, we want to try and suppress it as much as possible. So we're going to put a layer of carton before we put the final layer of compost, which is the only thing we have bought for this raised bed. At this point, we're just gonna water the whole bed really well, just so the soil settles down a little bit before we add the carton and the compost. Let's go.
So we're back at the allotment. We let the soil settle in for a couple of days. And what I want to stress, like, you know, because you're getting your soils also from other sources. So just make sure you screen that soil, because we know what's in our soil, but you don't know what you're gonna get when you get it from Gumtree or other, you know, Craigslist or whatever, you know. So do that. Just make sure you remove all the plastic tapes and stuff on the, also the Amazon sometimes, it looks like it's paper tape, but it's actually, you know, it has some filament of plastic in it, so you should remove them before applying it.
Some big pieces here. Line them up. Little bit overlap here on the edge.
This guy on the other side, maybe?
Bring it in for the edges. I was gonna do another layer of carton underneath.
Yeah, remember to wet your carton, guys. It's very important. Don't just put it like that and then add the soil. It will make your life so much easier. Time for the good stuff, guys. The premium soil is going in.
This compost we got in bulk, so the price was really good for the quantity. It was 1,200 liters for 125 pounds, so very cheap comparing to getting it bagged from a garden center. It looks really good. It has some bigger pieces of wood. It was still warm when it came in a couple of weeks ago, and it's still kind of decomposing. But even though it's screened apparently on 5 millimeters, it still has some small pieces of plastic or things that have gone through. So we're just checking a little bit and removing some things. So here we are, we have almost finished the bed. Just one small layer of compost and then wood chip and all done.
2.5 square meters of bed, 80 centimeter depth. I think if you want to fill it up with premium soil, you will need at least 4 tons.
Oh, 4
yeah?
tons.
I think about, let's say 120, 130 per ton, plus delivery and stuff. We're looking at 500, 600 pounds. Then you have cost of wood. If you want to get proper wood, it will cost you at least 150, 200 pounds.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then the metal rods, again, I don't know.
Pounds, I don't know. No.
Yeah, maybe you can find. Total 800 pounds, right?
Yeah, let's say
something like that.
Yeah.
What did we pay for this?
So we got 1 bag of compost. It was 1 ton and it was 130 pounds plus delivery. And we used a quarter of it for the top 8-9 inches. So
because
maybe 45 pounds.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't think we spend more. The wood free is all reclaimed wood.
Yeah.
The rods free. We've just collected from different places.
Wood chip. Yeah.
Free, gets delivered in the allotment. Leaves free
From nature.
from nature, falling, collected in the autumn. The logs that we put on the bottom,
Big logs.
they came from
the natural reserve.
Natural reserve. When the tree surgeons were cutting some, they just gave us. Can't think of anything. Topsoil we got it from free. Some clay, we got it from some skips around the area, and then the rest, a little bit of our own compost, and from here.
So what do we have? 800 pounds? 65 pounds?
Even less, 50 pounds maximum.
Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping. And the winner is, ta-da!
So there you have it. We built an amazing bed for next to nothing.
Solid, full of nutrients, and it's gonna last you for years.
Were we?
That's in the plot, they say, right?
Where?
In the plot.
Yeah.
Let's go!